An upstate collision of top offenses in the 4A playoffs. The Greenville Red Raiders head to Dooley Field to face off with the Greer Yellow Jackets. Local playoff matchups in 5A2, including the Gaffney Indians, trying to slow down those boys from Simpsonville, the Hillcrest Rams. And our game of the week, the Eagles from Greenwood land a Roebuck with hopes of taking down the Dorman Cavaliers. The playoff action is heating up. Get hyped. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Blitz.
Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Benson Hyundai, Lake Keowee Dodge, and Subway.
Welcome to week 3 of the playoffs here on Friday Night Blitz, right here on Fox Carolina. Hey there, I'm Aaron Cheslock. We'll begin, as we always do, with tonight's Lake Keowee Chrysler Dodge Jeep game of the week between Greenwood and Dorman. This week you voted on who you think will win our game of the week matchup, and 77% of you think it would be the Dorman Cavaliers soaring past the Eagles. Fox Carolina's Shannon Somerville joins us live from the sidelines. And Shannon, two top offenses going head-to-head.
Yeah, that's right. The Greenwood Eagles pulled off a huge upset at TL Hanna last week, shocking a lot of folks, knocking off a team that was one of the favorites to win the state championship. But this week, things didn't get too much easier for them, taking on a Dorman Cavaliers team that had won 10 straight, and they've got a propensity for finishing strong.
Oh, let up! We're here for a reason. We're the chosen one. You feel me? We're the chosen one. Let's go. G1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The Dorman Cavaliers looking for their 11th straight win, hosting the Greenwood Eagles. Both teams looking to extend their season another week. It wouldn't take the Cavs long to get going. First possession, Ben Batson fires over the middle to Zach Hillstock. He takes it to the outside, takes it in for the 40-yard touchdown. 7-0 Cavaliers, and that gets the crowd going. The Eagles would march back down the field, but they'll just settle for a field goal. 7-3 Dorman in the first. Later in the half, though, the Cavaliers strike again. Thomas Morgan breaks through. 30-yard touchdown, 14-3 Dorman, and the offense moving with a lot of confidence. But they're not the only ones. The Cavs defense also bringing the pressure here. Jaquius Buxing with the sack, and the Eagles are stopped yet again. So the Cavaliers back to work on offense, and they're going to make the most of it. Batson doesn't see what he's looking for here, so he just takes it himself for the touchdown. And Dorman takes a 21-3 lead, and the offense would continue to showcase all their weapons, including Hillstock coming up with a diving catch on 4th and 5. Incredible there, giving the Cavs a fresh set of downs and a crack at the end zone. And they're going to cash in. Thomas Morgan with the 19-yard touchdown. The Cavs rolling on all cylinders. Well, 49-24 was the final here. The Cavaliers victorious. And with me, the victorious head coach, Dave Gutschall. Coach, this was your 384th career win. How does career win number 384 stack up against the rest of them?
Well, makes me feel old for one thing, but I mean, anytime you're in the quarterfinals, any win's a great win. You know, it was special. My grandkids were here tonight and everything. So, but I promise you that didn't enter my mind. We just want to keep advancing. So I'm real proud of the kids.
You said earlier, I heard you talking to some reporters that this team had kind of been written off. So how gratifying is it to get a win here in advance from the quarterfinals?
Well, it is very gratifying. Of course, now we've been written off because we were playing so poorly in August. That probably had a little bit to do with it. But Ben kept getting better and better, and we finally realized what we were, and the kids have responded great. So, I mean, it is gratifying. It's been a great bunch of kids.
All right, so let's bring in your quarterback here, Ben Batson. Ben, able to put 49 points on this Greenwood team that came in here with a lot of momentum. They upset Gaffney last week. How were you able to do it?
Well, it's win or go home. So all week we just watched film after film after film, just studying, and when the lights came on, we just hit it hard.
How gratifying is it for you personally? You come here to a new place, your first year, and now you guys are advancing.
Well, it's definitely a blessing. You know, just the hard work pays off, and you know that's why I came here.
How would you characterize the mentality of this team as you
just gritty. I mean, we just want it. And every day we got to practice like it's our last. We just work as hard as we can to get better every day.
All right, Ben, thanks so much. Good luck at the rest of the playoffs. Aaron, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Shannon, thanks. We'll catch up with you in just a little bit. The other local 5A playoff game, Hillcrest hosting red-hot Gaffney, looking for their first ever win over the Indians. Indians with a devastating rushing attack.
The Indians are going to get beat.
And he hits the drum beat. Hillcrest hoping to capitalize over Gaffney. First quarter, Dante Anthony. Quez Smith comes out with the ball. And that's not what you want to see if you're the Rams. 25 yards he goes before he's finally brought down. There'd be no score after one quarter in this one, so we'll head to the second. Indians trying to break the scoreless skid. David Shelton, field goal, opens up the scoring. It is 3-0 in favor of the Indians. Moving to the third now. Gaffney's quarterback Tyshawn Surratt to Cameron Rice. 28 yards. Gaffney goes up 10-0. They'd win it 17-0. They'll face Dorman in the Upper State Final next week. Time to check in with your Bunsen Hyundai scoreboard. Lower State 5A games. Dutch Fork with a win at home over Somerville 28-8. And Fort Dorchester to Carrie and Joyner, that Gamecocks commit, a dominant victory over Spring Valley 66-24. Your final in the lower part of the state. Now to 4A action. Greer hosting Greenville, both with just one loss, a grudge match from earlier this season that Greer won.
I believe that we will win! I believe that we will win! I believe that we will win!
The Yellow Jackets with a hero's welcome over at Dooley Field. They'd have to contest with Davis Bevel, getting recruited by a ton of ACC schools in that Greenville offense. Red Raiders strike first drive of the game. Bevel, 21 yards. Top target, Ty Helms. Red Raiders up 7-0. Ensuing kickoff, the very next play, Quay White. Remember that name, you'll hear it later in the show, and this is why. White from the 10, cutting through would-be tacklers, 90 yards to the house. Yellow Jackets would miss the point after. 7-6, Greenville. Jump to the second quarter, Yellow Jackets break out the stinger on offense. Braxton Collins from Trey Houston. Collins, like Phil, can feel it in the air tonight. 27 yards to the house. Yellow Jackets back in front, 12-7. Will Young making the call. They're going to go for 2 points. Remember, they missed that extra point earlier in the game. Here's Matthew Huff. The direct snap. The reach. The extension. 14-7, Greer in front. Yellow Jackets, next possession. And they'd strike again. Houston buying time. It's Huff again. This time from 38 yards out. Greer, all of a sudden, 21-7 in front. Greenville pinning the Jackets back at their own one. Dre Williams says no worries. Williams from the 1-yard line, 99 yards. And that, folks, is what you call game speed. And to celebrate, check out what he's rocking around his neck. Final ticks of the second, Bevel to Mac Braswell. Red Raiders trying to cut it. Two-pointer for Ty Helms, but the Yellow Jackets too much in the end. Trey Houston breaks the school's single-season record, 35 passing scores. Greer to the Upper State title game for the first time since 2003 in the win column, 47-15.
Hey, you want your Friday Night Blitz on Fox? Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
That is Jordan Morgan and the Eastside Eagles trying to take on Greer in the Upper State Championship. They've got to get past South Point, one of the best teams in the state. And that's Darian Kendrick in the first quarter. Handed off to Joe Irvin. It's 7-0 in favor of South Point. A little bit later in the first, it's Kendrick again. Eagles trying to bring him down. Breaks one tackle, gets into the end zone. Eagles find themselves in a tough spot, 14-0. Later in the second, it's 28-0 now. Morgan, he's been so good all season. That's a crucial mistake. Pick six, and South Point unbelievably shuts out the Eastside Eagles. They advance 48-0. Time to check in with the Lower State 4A games. Hartsville takes down Lower Richland 41-20. North Myrtle Beach falls to Berkeley 34-17. All right, plenty more playoff action to get to here on Friday Night Blitz. We've got your three Upstate teams left in the 3A class vying for the Upper State Championship berths. And the #1 team in 3A, the 12-0 Chapman Panthers. Can Palmetto keep them from the Upstate title game. Emerald making the 2-hour drive to Fairfield Central. Can they shake the fatigue and advance to their own Upstate finals on the road? Those matchups and more yours. Good ahead on Friday Night Blitz.
Friday Night Blitz, Game of the Week, sponsored by Lake Keowee Dodge. Friday Night Blitz Scoreboard, sponsored by Benson Hyundai.
And welcome back to Friday Night Blitz to 3A playoff action now. The Chapman Panthers, perfect season so far, blowing out teams all year long. Could they do the same against Palmetto?
Welcome to Inman, and you're watching Chapman football on Friday Night Blitz!
And we thank you for having us over there in Inman. Chapman beating teams by nearly 40 points this year. Pick it up in the first quarter. Chapman wasting no time getting on the scoreboard. Chandre Miller. The opening kickoff. And let's all watch it together. Cutting across the field, up the middle. Miller time indeed. To the house. 7-0 in favor of the Panthers. Same score later in the first. Colton Bailey, talented quarterback, looking for Richard Tucker. Down the sideline, sprinting for 6. Panthers increase the lead to 14. Zilch later in the first. Same score. Chapman from 4th and 1. Handed off with DJ Twitty. That guy is sensational. Finishing the run like a sprinter, 21-0. Same score. We're still in the first. Bailey, this time he shows off the speed with the legs. We've got a 4-touchdown advantage in favor of Chapman. Later in the second, Palmetto trying to come back. Des Frazier from 1 yard out. The Mustangs on the board, trying to complete the comeback. Chapman, however, too much in the end. Here's Twitty again. Nobody brings him down. Chapman heading to the Upstate finals. Final score, 49-28. All right, time now to check in with Emerald, taking its high-flying offense to Fairfield Central, scoring 49 points a game in the playoffs so far.
This will be a gem of a game!
We will see. Emerald, led by a ton of talented offensive players. First quarter, it's Kadarin Dean. The camera finds Zach Amerson as he catches the ball. That's good timing because he'd run into the end zone. Put the Vikings up 7-0. A little bit later in the first. Here's Kashawn Settles running it in for the touchdown. Emerald up 14-0. A little bit later. Fairfield Central's Jacob McManus to James Goings, but it's picked off by Quinn Wright. And he'd get a nice return there before he gets brought down. Same score, 14-0 in favor of the Vikings. And in the second, Kadarin Dean to Walter Gaskin. 21-0. They tack on another score from there. So it would be Emerald against Chapman next week for a shot at the state championship. Back to your Benson Hyundai scoreboard. Lower State 3A action. Dillon over Gilbert, 34-7. Brooklyn Case knocks off Timberland, 28-12. Time now for your Subway Play of the Week. And you just saw it. Greenville at Greer, 2-time Player of the Week winner this year. Dre Williams, the Greer back, takes off from the 1, turns on the Jets. 99 yards to the house. That puts Greer up 28-7, and the big gold chain to celebrate. The Greer Yellow Jackets to the Upstate finals. All right, Fox Carolina's Kendra Kent out and about looking for our Spirit of the Week winner. We saw a lot of great fans at all the games we were covering tonight. We found our Spirit of the Week winner at tonight's game between Gaffney and Hillcrest. Kendra?
Hey there, I am here at Hillcrest High School looking for our Spirit of the Week, and it's the last one of the season, so I wanted to make it a good one. And I'll tell you what, I don't think there are any better fans than the family of a player, and I found a mom who's out here all bundled up and ready to see her son play. This is Stephanie Nelson. Tell us a little bit about your son.
My son is Cameron. He's an offensive lineman. He plays right tackle for the Rams.
Awesome. And do you like coming out to these games every week?
We do. It's a lot of fun to see the boys work together and play hard and be successful. So it's been a lot of fun.
I can imagine you probably get just a little bit nervous, especially for a big playoff game like this one.
I do. I like to get here early. I like to sit in the same spot. I have my little good luck charms, yes, that I do. But yeah, we're very proud of the team.
And that's him on your button.
Yeah, that's
right?
Cameron.
Awesome. And he's a senior. What are his plans after this, you think?
Well, he's applied to several different colleges, so he's worked hard and he's excited about what's next.
That's awesome. And this is a family affair. This is Cameron's grandmother. What's your name?
Donna Anthony.
Oh, we're so glad that we can all come out and support Cameron today. And we've got you a Fox Carolina prize pack. Take a look.
All right.
And we're so glad that you guys could be our Spirit of the Week. It's our final week. I can't believe it. And this is going to be quite a game out here. Gaffney at Hillcrest. We'll have much more coming up, but it's been a fun time coming to look for all this spirit this season, Aaron.
And Kendra, thank you very much. And thank you to all the fans for showing your spirit all season long. We look forward to the same group effort next year. We have plenty more to get to on Friday Night Blitz. We'll find out who you voted for as Player of the Week for Week 2 of the playoffs. We'll also check on the last local team left in the 2A playoff bracket. Can Abbeville win at home to earn a trip to the Upstate Championship game? But first, to my man Jonathan.
Don't go anywhere. Friday Night Blitz. We'll be right back. Don't get left out in the cold.
Friday Night Blitz, Play of the Week, sponsored by Subway.
Welcome back. Time now to find out our Player of the Week for Week 2 of the playoffs, and it's one of the many weapons for the Greer offense. Quay White, a switch Army knife of scoring against South Aiken. White was simply sensational. He was tonight as well. Last week, 74 rushing yards, 59 receiving. He caught 2 touchdowns. He ran a punt back for a score. If that wasn't enough, White returned a kickoff for a touchdown, too. Big time special teams for a special talent. The 4-score effort gets White more than 50% of the fan vote.
Everybody can make a play on our team, and, you can't really just focus on one person, just like you just said, but, anybody going to get the job done on the offense. We just keep applying pressure to the other teams. We just getting better as we come. It means a lot. Thank you very much. I'm very appreciative of y'all voting for me, and I really appreciate it.
Here at Fox Carolina. Congratulations to Quay White, our final Player of the Week for the 2017 season. Congratulations to all our past nominees and all our past winners. One more playoff game to show you, and it's the lone Upstate team left in 2A. The 11-1 Abbeville Panthers, who come into their matchup with Sherrall on a 5-game winning streak.
Come watch the Panthers run for 3 straight state championships on Friday Night Blitz.
We will watch together. Rematch of last year's quarterfinal game that Abbeville won. Second quarter where we'll pick it up. Jermaine Blackwell taking the handoff. Blackwell breaking tackles. Oh, man, you thought he was going to go down there. Great block. 61 yards. That's the 1 touchdown of the first half. So it's 7-0 Abbeville at the break. Third quarter action. Junior Rapley taking the handoff on the reverse. And he's got blockers in front. Abbeville goes up 14-0 on the legs of Rapley. Fourth quarter, Sherrall trying to make this a ball game. Again, it's only 2 scores. Short touchdown pass. That'll bring it to 14-7, but Abbeville would hold on for the 14-7 win. They'll host Class 2A Upper State Championship next week, and we'll find out who they play. It will be Saluda as they knock off Lee Central in a thriller, 30-26. Abbeville hosting Saluda again. It's the 3rd straight year that Abbeville is trying to get to the state championship. To the lower state 2A quarterfinal games, Bamberg-Earhart shuts out Carvers Bay 15-0. Batesburg-Leesville falls to Barnwell 21-14. Upper State 1A scoreboard, Ridge Spring-Minetta defeats Louisville 28-24. Wilson-Elko falls to Lamar 48-14. Lower State 1A games, Lakeview falls to Baptist Hill 46-32, and C.E. Murray knocks off Hemingway by 1 point. All right, time to get back out to Shannon Somerville now, joining us live from our Lake Kiwi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Game of the Week, and the Dorman Cavaliers prevail over Greenwood. Shannon.
Yep, that's right. The Cavaliers are moving on after taking down Greenwood. 49-24 was the final in the second half. Greenwood tried to mount a comeback, but they couldn't quite overtake Dorman. They had a prolific run game going. Take a look at some of these highlights. From the very first possession, the Cavaliers scored and did not take their foot off the gas pedal. The run game, that offense predicated on the run game, firing on all cylinders. The O-line did a stellar job of keeping the pressure off Ben Batson. He was just tremendous, scoring in the air and just running it in himself. And when we spoke to head coach Dave Gutschall, he mentioned that people were trying to write off his team in the beginning of the year when they weren't really playing that well, when they lost their first 2 games of the year. Well, you can't write them off anymore because now they're headed to the state semifinals after notching their 11th straight win. So now the Cavaliers will host Gaffney for the Upper State Championship, and they'll play for a chance at a state championship the following week. Aaron, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. Great work, as always, all season. And since it is the last week of the Friday Night Blitz season for 2017, we want to take a minute and thank all of our photographers that helped put this show together from top to bottom. These are the people who make this show week in and week out possible. We thank every single one of you for your hard work. And a quick look behind the curtain at the guys driving the bus of Friday Night Blitz. Larry Stofer, our producer. Say hi, Larry. And Ryan Sloan hitting the buttons. I don't think they do anything, but he's hitting buttons back there. Between the staff in production and the photographers behind the scenes, these are the guys that deserve all the credit. We thank you very much. We also thank you for tuning in every week of Friday Night Blitz. It's been a heck of a season, and we'll, of course, continue to follow all of our Upstate teams throughout the rest of the playoffs. Before we let you go, I want to give one last thank you. The clients who helped make this show possible. Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Benson Hyundai, Lake Kiwi, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Subway. We're back with more news, weather, and sports coming up right after this.